So, finally, week 1 is here. Brazil, here we come. Chargers versus Chiefs. And for the first time in a long time, I look at this roster and I don't just see talent, I see structure. I see adults in the room. This is not the same old team. The 53 is locked in, the practice squad has intent behind it, and the way this team is built matches how it wants to play. I want to walk through every piece of it the way I see it, because it all matters when we line up against Kansas City. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Charger. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Okay, before moving to the roster, I was thinking about something. This is Harbaugh's second. His first year was actually pretty successful, especially when you compare the win rate to the 2023 season. Now, everyone is hoping and wishing Jim Harbaugh another big year. And honestly, the way he's built this team, it does look like he's going to win again this season. But here's what's been bothering. Another successful year almost guarantees a coaching disaster next. Let me explain. This season, Jesse Minter was already considered a head coach caliber guy. He didn't land a job this cycle, but if the Chargers put together another strong year, that's only going to prove the worth of this staff. And the first name teams will look at is Jesse Minter. He already interviewed. He was already on some short lists. If he delivers another top defense, I don't see him sticking around here much longer. And that's the bittersweet part. I want him to succeed. I want the Chargers to succeed. But the reality is, if they hit big this year, they'll probably lose a key coach next year. So no, I don't think this is the season they win the Super Bowl. I think this is the season they set the stage. But when the coaching gap shows up, it could pull them right back to where they were 2 or 3 years ago. We'll see how it plays out. So what do you think? Do you think this is just my foolish thought? Or do you get the same feelings? And if this does happen, then what solution comes to your mind? I honestly don't know if there's a mechanism where management can lock a coach in for a longer period through contract, but if it's possible, I feel like they need to take action. Maybe even during the season, because if you've got the right staff in place, you can't just let them slip away. Okay, now moving to the main topic and start with quarterback position. That conversation is over. Trey Lance won the QB2. Taylor Heineke's a pro. He's reliable, but from camp to preseason, it was clear. Justin Herbert, then Trey, then everyone else. Lance brings mobility, short yardage value, and he's got enough of an arm that Greg Roman can build some packages. That's the part I love. Don't just park him on the sideline. Use him. Low red zone, third and short, a couple of designed runs or sprint outs. Protect Herbert, keep defenses honest, and make coordinators waste prep time. That's what good teams do. They use the depth to make life easier on the star. Running back is where the identity shows. I expect Omarion Hampton to be the early bell cow in week 1. He runs angry. He fits the downhill plan. Najee Harris is here and available, but I think they're going to be smart about him. Ease him in and keep him fresh. Hassan Haskins is a coach's for a third back. He's not flashy, but he'll pick up a blitz and save your quarterback. That gets you snaps. Now, people raised an eyebrow when the team brought in a couple backs for workouts. That's not panic. That's just the NFL. You keep a Rolodex because guys go down. The story isn't about new names. It's about fit. With Hampton hammering downhill and Najee as a steady chain move, this run game forces defenses to play honest. And when safeties step up, Justin gets the deep middle back. That's how you turn hard throws into easy throws. Now, receiver. And guys, this group finally makes sense. Keenan Allen is still the professor. Third down, he's going to find leverage and sit right at the sticks. Ladd McConkey, he's not just speed. He's a true route runner who can move coverage like a point guard moves defend. The rookies, Keandre Lambert-Smith and Trey Harris, they've already carved out lanes. They don't look like extra. They look like players you can win with. Quentin Johnston, I'll be honest, is still inconsistent. But when you narrow his role, use him on in-breakers, crosser, RPO glances, he looks like an actual problem. Don't force him to be a true X right now. Let him do what he does best. The big difference here is it's not one guy and a hope anymore. You can flood zones, you can pick matchups. You can't double everybody. That's the math Justin needed. Tight ends are finally part of the plan. Will Dissly is balanced. You can block with him, you can release him, you can trust him. That's a TE. Tyler Conklin, Tucker Fisk. Those guys exist to make tackles' lives easier. Chip, release. Keep the right edge from collapsing. And then you have Oronde Gadsden. Call him a tight end. Call him a big wideout. I don't care. In the slot or red zone, he's a mismatch. One-on-one, you throw it up and you walk away. That's what that gives you now. Answers, not placeholder. Now the offensive line. Let's be real. Losing Rashawn Slater hurt. That's not a small piece, but there's a way forward. Joe Alt on the left side. Zion Johnson next to him. Bradley Bozeman at center. Trey Pipkins on the and Maggie Becton next to him. Cohesion matter. And Pipkins, you protect. Tight end chips, running back scans, sprint outs to slow down the edge rush. You demand Zion and Bozeman step forward. Last year, the A-gaps collapsed, and that killed drives. Clean that up. And the whole offense depth like Foster Sorrell isn't sexy, but it keeps you alive in a 17-game season. Protect Herbert, and this is a top 10 offense. That's plain and simple. Flip it over. Defense is where week 1 swings. You know how you beat Mahomes? You cage him. Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu set the walls. Tuli led the team in sacks on limited snaps. Give him the full workload. Expect double digits. Caleb Murphy showed real juice. Bud Dupree is a pro. Win when protections slide. This is a sack city design, not by accident. Inside, the defensive line is tougher than people think. Everyone outside wrote them off because the names aren't famous. But Naquan Jones, Tier Tart, Otito Ogbonia, Scott Matlock, Deshaun Hand. They all do a job. 2-gap, control space, collapse the step-up lane. That's how you free the edges and free Derwin James. That's how you live in 2nd and 9 and make Andy Reid adjust. Linebacker room, tone setter. Daiyan Henley is a captain now, and he looks ready to break out. Speed, trigger, finish, he's everywhere. Denzel Perryman brings the violence and the voice. You'll take the occasional gamble with him because he's setting the tempo. Marla Wax is the young riser who plays fast and square. That mix of speed, leadership, and fresh legs is exactly what you need in the middle. And then there's the secondary. This is where the defense becomes flexible. Derwin James is the lever. Big nickel, overhang, blitzer, eraser. You don't call his number every play, but when you pick your spots, 3rd and medium condensed formations, he ruins drives. Alhi Gilman and Elijah Molden steady things on the back end. RJ Mickens, Kendall Williamson add depth and special teams juice. Corners, Cam Hart and Tarheeb. Still are guys you can trust. Dante Jackson brings starting caliber snaps. Benjamin St-Juste, short leash until he shows he can hang in man coverage. So, week 1 in Brazil. Here's how I see it. Offensively, come out with tempo, show play action, and force Kansas City into single high early. If you get it, take your shot to Ladd or KLS. Protect the right edge with chips and backs. Pound duo and inside zone until safeties creep down. Then hit dagger and flood. Don't chase explosives. Let them come when the defense gives them. Defensively, it's all about squeezing the pocket. Mack and Tuli cage Mahomes, the interior collapses, and you pick your Derwin pressures to force quick throws. Rally, tackle, and make them live in 2nd and long. On special teams, take your points, force long fields, don't give Mahomes short drives. That's the winning formula. And last year's team asked Justin Herbert to play magician every Sunday. This year's team actually gives him a deck of cards. A real run game, separators at wide receiver, tight ends with roll, protection answer. Pair that with the defense that communicates and smothers, and you've got sustainable football. I expect Herbert to clear 4,000 yards. I expect this offense to land in the top 10. I expect this defense to stay top tier. And I wouldn't be shocked if Daiyan Henley has people saying all pro by December.